So it's Friday, the 28th of April, and I woke up to another dull, dismal day and a Tupperware box sky. And although it's April and you expect April showers, because obviously that's where the term came from, we've had March showers, February showers, January showers. To be honest, the weather's been a shit show for the last 4 months. Now, the sun is actually quite active at the moment and had quite a lot of flares and etc. And that would have moved weather fronts, etc., of course, right? And then you've got a degree, dare I say it, of climate change, but not how they're making out. Now, it's convenient that in this country right now, it's just an observation, this, of course, that our mayor and a few other mayors of different towns and cities are going for this 15-minute city thing. Now, a 15-minute city, the old idea of it is that you live in a region from your house that's within 15 minutes of all the amenities and all the things that you will need and ever need to travel to. And if you leave your 15-minute city zone and go to another 15-minute city zone, or dare to travel down the entire side of a country, you will get a certain amount of permits per year you can use to travel because of the environment. Eventually you'd have to pay a fine or pay to travel. And the company I work for is trying to destroy the paper side of it, I'm sure, and wants everyone to go to email. So it's almost like problem, reaction, solution. They want the public to demand a more secure service. So the way we offer that is via an electronic service. The new scheme that's coming out within the business I work for does not encourage people to come to the office to pick an item up. We also are offering free delivery label service to save you coming to the office, and the boss of the company I work for is on about each packet costing $0 in money for, carbon footprint. Now, when you watch the TED show with Bill Gates saying that, there's population, amenities, I can't remember the other two. There's 4 things that can lower the carbon footprint. One of them he said was the population, and that's why he said if we do good with good vaccines and pharmaceutical products, we can lower that in the next few years. So he's already said in plain that they're actively would lower the population. He's also spoke about geoengineering. Now, if I said chemtrails, you all think I'm some kind of tinfoil hat wearer. Well, the normal run-of-the-mill people, my normal viewers, wouldn't. But they're actually known as stratospheric sulfuric aerosols. And if you live in the UK, if you go to Google and type in 221.pdf and hit enter, it was at the top, but it won't be now because Google have hidden it a little bit. Scroll down and you'll see the 2008 Parliamentary Act and Statute on Geoengineering. And it mentions chemtrails as aerosol injections. I think it's page 15. About how, and Gates even mentions this in the TED show, about how there was this initiative that everyone should paint their roofs of their house white. Like if all roof tiles were white and reflected the sunlight back, it would act like the same way as spraying the sky white and would lower the radiation hitting the earth. So the idea of stratospheric sulfide aerosols is to paint the ionosphere white, and we live under a Tupperware box, so then not too much harmful UV comes in. Not that we don't need it because everyone's deficient in vitamin D, because UV is so harmful, isn't it? UVA, UVB or whatever. You don't only need it for life, but hey, it's only part of our immune response. How many people are sick right now? Yeah. Anyway, so painting the sky white was the big sort of controversial idea that no one would like, because if you spray chemicals here they drop to the surface, don't they? So there's loads of other environmental impacts that it can affect. It can affect weather systems. It can affect lots of things. Now, 3 years ago, in 2020, we had a lockdown. Now, it's a known fact that standard aircraft, I'm not talking about geoengineering, I'm talking about standard aircraft, can cause cloud coverage, but not massive, stupid amounts of cloud coverage, just a bit of serious cloud here and there that usually disperses quite quickly. It's more like pollution, you know, that hazy shit you get over airports. Stratospheric sulfide aerosols are purpose aeroplanes that are right at the top of the ionosphere that spray chemicals, sulfur, cadmium, loads of other things that they use, in order to basically, they expand and make the sky go white. Now, that's not normal air traffic. But during lockdown, everything stopped. Flights, geoengineering programs, everything. In certain parts of the equator, it was said on some kind of media platform that ecosystems rebooted because the humans stopped, right? It was brilliant sunshine. Now, I remember it was 21st of March, 22nd of March, around that sort of time. I only remember because my mate done my hair on the 13th of the 14th, which was the week before they locked everything down. And then I was talking to them people, that my mate who done my hair and one of our other friends, on WhatsApp, down the side of the garden, because the sun doesn't get high enough for the whole year, because it was so bloody early in the year, sunbathing. It was the best weather we've had for years. Now, I know the sun goes in different, and there's loads of ecosystems, and there's loads of reasons why. Because I said to people, oh, the weather's appalling. I go, there's a volcano gone off. And they were like, why? I go, just has a volcano gone off? Because that's the first thing you think of. The reason why they've got the technology of chemtrails is because, or stratospheric sulfide aerosols, or cloud seeding, is because they watched how after a volcano went off, how it lowered the climate, and it was almost referred to over the country that had the volcano go off as a year with no summer. Now, if I hadn't seen that contrast, or other people hadn't seen that contrast, and so many people mentioned how warm it was when we all stopped, it makes me think now that this Tupperware box that England's been under for 4 months, and the fact that we're all running for this eco-environmental get people on board, that this is not what it seems. Are they helping make it look like so people are subservient to their new ideas? Because you only have to look at that alert message that everyone got, and Katie Hopkins mentions it. She talks about how people in a CAF of 100 people, one network didn't send text messages. So say 75% of the people in that CAF got a message, got an alert. The other 25% didn't. And they almost, oh, my government doesn't care about me. Oh my God, I didn't even get the message. It's almost like a conquer and divide, almost like like it was in the, whoa, that's psychops. That's army wolf. That's warfare. That's people playing with your fucking head, and they've done it in order to see how the public, if the public are subservient or not. They can look at that. The public just can't be seen to be saying something. They might no. What? So you'll be bullied. I fucking hate bullies, and that's probably why I'm so passionate about all this shit. But I'm convinced this environmental, there is a degree of things that need to be changed. I'm not saying that there isn't any environmental impact with certain things. There is. But this, I'm not convinced this is not been orchestrated. Anyone else? I'm going to stop now because it's the morning and I've got to go to work yet. Peace, love and light.